Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're taking a look at the 1/6 scale Valkyrie from Power of the Valkyrie by Phicen. Now I have actually reviewed one of their figures before. We have Robin Hood over here. If you want to go ahead and check her out, the link will be on screen right now, and also a link will be in the description as well. You can get both of these figures and many more from Big Bad Toy Store, so go ahead and check out their link in the description too. I have a bunch more of these to go ahead and review, so if you are into these figures, then go ahead and subscribe. So when these arrived from Big Bad Toy Store, they also came in this outer cardboard packaging, which is really nice to protect them, because these boxes, they don't actually come in like a cellophane wrap as well, but these boxes are so beautiful just on their own, and I love it when the box looks just as good as the figure. So flipping this around to the back, you can see a really nice image there of the artwork that this figure is made from, and then also the figure itself fully armored up, but it doesn't come that way, so you'll see what it looks like without all the armor. So there's also a little bit of a bio down there. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. So we're gonna crack off this right here. So it's just an outer sleeve, and then by magnets and way of magic, this door right here opens. Then all we have to do is take away the foam, and there is the figure itself. So in here, let's start from the bottom and work our way up. This is like a kind of waist piece on here, so it can holster one of the weapons. And then we also have the torso armor right there with a bit of string around the back, so you do actually have to tie it yourself. Then we have an armor pad for one of the thighs. It's actually the right thigh that the artwork shows it going on. It actually has actual straps, like actual buckles. And then we have a couple of knee pads in here. Again, really nice buckles there. We have shin pads. We have a little sheath for the dagger, which is right over here. Really epic looking dagger. Nice use of different washes in there to create a nice worn look, and then a really nice shiny blade. That looks fantastic. We also have this humongous sword in here. Really amazing center canal there with the blue on it. That looks phenomenal. So metallic looking. You got blue and gold in there, and then down here we have really nice silvers and blacks there, like kind of gunmetal grays. This has some really amazing shading on it. Very impressed with that. And then we have some wrist guards right here. Again, painted really nicely. We have an axe, a battle axe. That's looking pretty sweet. Love that little motif on there. We have some different hands, so she actually comes with just relaxed hands on her. And then we also have a pointing hand. We have a kind of what looks to be like a kind of gun holding hand, and then a pair of regular grabbing hands. And then we have the head here. You can see that the hair is nice and straight still, because it comes in one of these bags. And then you also have this like kind of wrapped around the head too, so that keeps everything nice and straight and sturdy in package. Obviously you've got all this foam as well. I really do love the way that they package these figures. They are expensive, but they are a lot cheaper than something like Hot Toys, and I honestly think that, like I said in my other review, that these things are so much better. Pretty much exactly the same as Hot Toys figures, but the bodies are actually rubber right there, and as you can see, the heads are just as good detail as Hot Toys. And just so you know, all of these sizes, like for the joints and stuff, they are interchangeable with Hot Toys, so you can swap out these heads for Hot Toys. We also have like a kind of choker necklace piece in here as well. There's that. And then we have the main body itself, and there is still one more item, but it's just tucked away behind it. You can see that basically we just have some kind of simple sort of faux leather wrapping right there. It's not actually leather. And then just that bit on the torso, which is hooked together on the back. You can see some really nice shading throughout the body. It really gives it a lot of tone, although you know the muscles are actually sculpted on there anyway. But unlike Hot Toys and stuff, these are actually rubbery, so they do feel kind of real, which is fantastic. It makes them look a lot more lifelike. As you can see, it covers up all the joints. That's one thing I absolutely love about these figures, and why I definitely think that they are so much better quality than Hot Toys. And then there is one more accessory in the back there, and that is a cape, as it just falls down. Let's go ahead and unhook this thing. So it's basically a cloak, really, not a cape, because it also has a hood on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these armor parts and accessories on the figure, and we'll take a closer look. And here's the figure out of the packaging. Now, I knew I would love the figure anyway. Anything that you see on this channel, you know, I've bought with my own money, so obviously I like something about everything that I buy to review, otherwise I wouldn't buy it at all. Especially something like this that's very expensive. But this has really struck something with me. I think it's the fact that you have to put so many armor pieces on. Other figures from Phicen, they seem to come with a lot more of their accessories already attached. You know, maybe they just wear more clothing or stuff, so you don't have as much to put on them. So maybe you would just have to put like the sword and the axe and you know, the hood and stuff on there. But for this, obviously you had that white piece around the torso before. That is still underneath there, by the way. I just simply put this armor piece over the top of it. That I had to actually tie together around the back. And then we've got like the armbands and then these forearm pieces, etc, etc. You know, you've got these that clip on, they go on really easily. This right here with the buckles, like I said, the buckles are actual buckles. So they are very small. Look at them in comparison to the size of my finger. You have to fit them through there and then through there. So what I actually did to help me do that is I took this from Robin Hood, one of her arrowheads, and I actually kind of, you know, threaded it through using this because my fingers were just too big and I couldn't see past them. So if you want a tip of getting it through, use something sharp and pointy. I didn't use like a knife like this, which would also work because I didn't want to accidentally cut the material. So this, although it's very pointy and sharp, it's not going to actually like cut it or anything. So that helped me get those on. So this has 3. It's extremely, extremely secure. Like I say, they do actually work as actual clasps. You've got one for each of those knee pieces there as well. I am very bad at tying knots and stuff like that. I can do a shoelace knot, but any other kind of knot is very hard for me personally to do. I've never like learned any knots. So this was kind of tricky for me, like actually putting this together. I had to actually thread it through the holes because it was only threaded through one hole. So I had to thread it through the other 4, and it's like crisscrossed as if you would do it like a shoe. And then I also tied it just a couple of times, and then with the rest of the string, because there is quite a lot of it still on the end, I put it behind there. If I was better at knots, I would have tied a better knot, but I don't know any other knots, so I haven't. But as you can see, it holds on very well, and it still fits to her very tightly. Now this dagger right here, it just rests between her thigh and then this. As you can see, it sits in there pretty securely because it's a nice tight fit in there, you know. It doesn't actually need to be hooked onto that, and then that fits in there very well itself. So I would have preferred a more secure connection, but just like this, it sits there pretty nicely. Now the hood just clasps together at the front right here. As you can see, you can comfortably cover her whole head, and she looks really great. Now the pictures on the box actually shows it with the hair actually cut, and then it fits perfectly in there. I'm not going to cut the hair because I do like this figure with the long hair. It kind of reminds me of the Marvel Legends Valkyrie over here. It's got the same kind of styling and everything, I guess. You know, the general look of the figure with the cape and the blonde hair and stuff. Featuring Derpy Face. I haven't actually reviewed this figure. I still got to get around to that. But I do really like the long hair, and I like it kind of, you know, resting out of the hood like that. But you could go ahead and tie it up maybe and put it underneath the hood. You can obviously have the hood down, and it sits down very nicely. That looks really nice as it is. And then you can have the hair, you know, obviously however you want as well. I just really do love the look of that hair. It's not as dark as the Robin Hood. As you can see, also she does hold the accessories very well in her hands as well. So that's all really nice. Now in terms of the articulation for this figure, the head is on a ball hinge, so it can move left and right, up and down, pivot a little bit around as well. The shoulders here can move all the way up like so, and then rotate all the way around, you know, obviously as much as the skin can go. You don't want to actually twist it all the way around and then like tear the bodysuit. It also has a kind of butterfly joint in there as well, so it can move forward and back. The torso right here, I'm going to try and do this without undoing the knot, can bend this far back and this far forward. So as you can see, very far. I can feel a couple of joints moving in there, one about there and then one about there. It can also twist there as well, and obviously with that seamless rubber body, it can move along with it, and it looks incredibly natural. The legs can come this far out to the side, forward and back, and obviously these shorts are kind of flexible, as you can see, so you're not going to tear them or anything. You've got rotation at the upper part of the thigh as well. You've got the knees right here, which work perfectly. I mean, the knees look fine anyway, but you have the knee guards there, which cover everything up nicely, and I love how that molding kind of fits between those two. And then down here at the feet, you got ball joints, so they move forward and back, left and right, and you have ankle pivot there as well. Now also, there's actually more articulation because the cape actually has a wire running through the base, so you can have it however you want. You can pretend that it's windy and you can put it however you want. So you can put it in front of her, you can put it behind her, you can angle it up as if the wind's blowing. You can do whatever you want with that thing, which I find fantastic. I didn't actually know that it was a wired cape before I bought it, so that's something extra that I really do love. It's made me like it even more. And just before we finish here, she actually stands just about 12 inches. Yeah, pretty much exactly 12 inches to the top of the head there. So I'm going to be reviewing Red Sonja and the Sparta Warrior soon. And I also have Demon Huntress on the way from Big Bad Toy Store. And I also am going to be picking up Mercy Dante and maybe the Snow Warrior. So that's a few things to look out for over the next month or two in terms of Phicen figures. So if you like the thought of watching those reviews, and if you like this one, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that they can see it too, and go ahead and subscribe so that you can check out more. Check out my social media, the links are in the description below if you want to check out more stuff from my collection and what's happening. So that's Homerino123 for everything, and the links are in the description below. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.